Have you ever asked yourself why, despite all your intelligence and knowledge, you're still struggling financially? It's a question that challenges not only your intellect, but your very understanding of how wealth is truly built. If you're so smart, why are you broke? It seems like a cruel irony, doesn't it? You have all the right information. You can solve complex problems. You've aced your studies, but when it comes to money, you're stuck. But here's the painful truth. Your intelligence might be the very thing that's holding you back. Now let's dive into this paradox. It's not just that you're unlucky or that you didn't study the right things. There's something much deeper happening here. A psychological pattern that affects most of us without us even realizing it. What we're talking about here is called the intelligence paradox. Simply put, it's the idea that the smarter you are, the harder it might be for you to actually act on the things that can lead to financial success. Intelligence is great for navigating technical challenges and solving problems, but it's not so great when it comes to navigating the world of risk and uncertainty, both of which are essential for achieving wealth. You see, intelligence doesn't equate to financial freedom, and in some cases it might even stand in the way of achieving it. The more you analyze, the more you think you need all the answers before taking action. You hesitate, you procrastinate, you analyze more, and before you know it, you've missed the opportunity or you're stuck in a cycle of perpetual overthinking. This is the trap that many smart people fall into, and it's this overanalysis, this constant weighing of options that can prevent you from taking the necessary risks to achieve success. It's not that you don't know what to do. In fact, you probably know exactly what you need to do. But it's the fear of making a wrong move that paralyzes you. This fear of making a mistake or failing keeps you in your comfort zone, doing what feels safe, even though you know it's not going to get you anywhere. But here's the thing. Playing it safe is the real risk. There's a part of your brain that is wired to avoid risk. It's there to protect you. But the problem is, this mechanism was designed for survival in a world of immediate danger, not for navigating the complex, long-term challenges of wealth building. It's a survival instinct that doesn't serve you in a world where success depends on calculated risks and forward-thinking strategies. What happens is that your brain, in its attempt to keep you safe, tells you to stay in your current job, even if it doesn't bring you joy or financial freedom. It convinces you that you don't need to start that business because it could fail. It tells you to avoid taking that investment opportunity because there's a chance you might lose money. So, instead of acting, you stay stuck. And while you're stuck, time passes and opportunities slip away. Most people don't realize this, but their brains are constantly lying to them. They think that if they just plan a little more, analyze a little deeper, everything will fall into place. But the reality is, you're not getting ahead by planning more. You're getting further from your goals by staying stuck in a cycle of overthinking and inaction. The problem isn't the world around you. It's your brain's reluctance to step into discomfort. The uncomfortable truth is that being smart doesn't mean you're naturally good at risk-taking. Intelligence often leads to overthinking, and overthinking leads to inaction. In fact, it's inaction that becomes the biggest obstacle to success. The more you think about an opportunity, the less likely you are to take it. You might have all the knowledge, all the skills, but if you're too afraid to act, none of that matters. So, let's talk about how you can break free from this cycle. If you want to escape the trap of overthinking and finally start making progress toward your financial goals, you need to understand that success doesn't come from more analysis. It comes from action. And here's the kicker. Action is often messy. It's imperfect. You might fail, but that's how you learn, grow, and eventually succeed. The key is to start taking small, deliberate steps into the unknown. Stop waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect plan. Those don't exist. Start with the basics. If you've been thinking about starting a business, go ahead and create that website. If you've been planning to invest in stocks or real estate, take that first step. Don't wait until everything feels right. The truth is, you'll never have everything figured out. But that's the price of progress. This fear of failure is normal. It's part of being human. But if you're willing to push through that fear, that's when you'll start seeing real change. Think about all the successful entrepreneurs, investors, and business leaders. None of them had it all figured out from the start. They learned as they went, made mistakes, and adapted. They took risks and they acted. That's why they're where they are today. But here's the part that nobody wants to admit. Your brain is going to fight you every step of the way. Every time you make a decision that's out of your comfort zone, you'll feel resistance. Your brain will tell you to stop, to play it safe. But you need to learn to recognize that resistance as a sign that you're on the right track. It's your brain's way of telling you that you're doing something that matters. It's not a sign to stop. It's a sign to keep going. And here's the wake-up call. If you want to build wealth, you need to stop waiting for the perfect plan and start acting with what you have. You'll never have all the information you think you need. But that's okay, because the next step is always clearer. Once you start moving, your mind will catch up to your actions. The knowledge will follow, but only if you take the first step. So how do you break the cycle of inaction? It starts with a mental shift. Recognize that intelligence is not a substitute for action. It's a tool that can help you, but only if you actually use it. Smart people often make the mistake of thinking that knowing everything is the key to success. But real success doesn't come from knowing everything. It comes from doing. It comes from making decisions, acting on them, and learning as you go. Start small. Start with something that's uncomfortable. But start. The more you do it, the easier it gets. You'll start to see that discomfort isn't the enemy. It's the signal that you're growing. And once you embrace that, things will start to change. In the end, it's simple. Intelligence isn't what will make you wealthy. It's your willingness to take action in the face of fear, uncertainty, and risk. It's your ability to step outside your comfort zone, make decisions, and keep moving forward even when things aren't perfect. That's how you get out of the cycle of being stuck, and that's how you build real wealth. If you're ready to stop being stuck and start making moves, here's the mental trick that actually works. Take action first. Think later. And every time you feel fear, use it as a sign that you're moving in the right direction. Because the smartest move you can make is the one you're too afraid to take. So take it.